Hi, I'm Cash. Welcome to Cash Talks Football. I break down every single goal scored by every single team in the Premier League. Today we're doing Liverpool against Brentford, and I use my many years coaching experience to break down stuff that you might not see necessarily with your eye. Maybe you want to use some of my insight to become a better coach or a better player. Right now we're looking at Brentford-Liverpool, and it was 3-0 game. I flicked back and forth a little bit into this game. It wasn't a cut and dry 3-0 game. It could have been 3-0 Brentford, and you would have gone, yeah, okay, fair. I mean, it's one of those. But I'm going to point out here the problem about why you need to learn hold-up play and why it's important. So here we are with Brentford. They're pretty much defending, and they're trying to bring the ball out. Fantastic, right? Their line's pretty good there. Yeah, we're there. And here comes our little striker who gets the ball. And what he tries to do immediately, watch this, gets the ball and turns. He's not in complete control of the ball. He hasn't really got an outlet except for this guy over here, and he's turned the wrong way. He needed to turn to his left, not his right. And as soon as he's turned this way, he's isolated himself because he's got no pass, no options out here, nothing out here at all to go to, right? So he's screened himself off from his whole team. This is where his team is. Where's he going? Where's he going? He can't go anywhere, right? And he hasn't got a shout from this guy to give him the ball over here. Oh, but then he does, and he tries to kind of turn and then tries to take a player on. And immediately, everything goes wrong. And this is why getting out of the back is one of the hardest things. It's why people try to pass out of the back is so they can build pressure and move forward. Well, it's not really. The real reason they do it, I'm going to be doing coaching courses at the end of the year probably and explaining it. It's not about building out, they call it building out of the back. It's not. It's about moving a player up a line. So think about it this way, right? You move an extra player up a line. So then you had 3 players up here. Well, he'd have an outlet to go. So the more players you can move up to the next line, then you move forward and go to the next line, then move to the next line, and then move to the next line, the easier it is to keep possession. And you can't get caught because you don't have to dribble 1v1 against 3 players in the middle here and lose the ball. And immediately as soon as that happens, you get caught. Look, boff, off you go. Now that you've got to try to press the ball and win the ball back, now they're all out of shape again. And as you can see, this guy a second ago, he was trying to change lines. He was trying to go from his defensive line to his midfielder line so he could support and the midfielder could push on up forward. He's caught in no man's land right now. Bang. Right? The ball starts moving. You can see this guy. What happens if someone puts their arm up in the Premier League telling somebody what to do? Someone's about to score a goal because that means someone's not doing their job properly. Of course, he's got 2 minds, ball or player behind him. You can immediately see that. He starts jogging back into his shape. All of a sudden, though, everything is too late because the speed of play here is really, really quick. Bump, tap, bump, bump. It's in the goal before he can even knows what's going on. And that's the difference. That's how quick it can happen. And you can see it's all from this guy coming out of shape here. Everyone's nicely tucked in. He starts sprinting forward, looking in. Bosh, 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 bosh. There he is. He's gone past Mo Salah here. That's where the problem is. That's the whole reason they get caught here on the transition. And this player's too far forward. And all of a sudden, the space is opened up in behind for Mo Salah. And the ball is just straight there. And it's a goal straight away. Let's get on to the next goal. Okay, now we're going to look at another thing, but we're going to concentrate on this wee player here. Watch him. I think it's the guy, how bad his body shape and his body movement is. This is one of the hugest things and important things to keep players to a decent level. If you don't understand this, you shouldn't be at this level, and he doesn't understand it. Right, the ball gets fired in. Let's have a little look. Blop, blop, blop. We're playing around with the ball. There's a pocket of space opening up here. 2 people on the ball, but neither of them really pressuring the ball as standard in the Premier League. Remember, last time the guy made the mistake, I think he's been subbed off now. We've got another little issue here on the back post. It's Mo Salah, you have to be tighter. You can't leave a player of that quality unmarked. It's just pathetic. Bump, the ball comes into this space here. As it does, watch these guys' body shape, right? He's facing this way. Let's see if I get the right guy here, if I'm looking at the right one. He's facing this way. I want to show you his pirouette. Look at his body movement. Ah, yeah, it's this guy here, the second guy. This guy here. It's this guy here. It's this guy here, right here. Watch him. Poof. So he's going this way. Now he's pressuring the ball. So now he's going to the inside of the field. Let's just draw it, show you. You can see exactly what I'm talking about. Here he is. And he's going this way here. Okay, watch. Then the ball gets played outwards. And now he's facing this way. Do you see that change all of a sudden? Now he had to turn back and face the way he was facing. So what this guy has now done, he was going this way towards the ball, then that way, then that way, and then having to run down there. And that's why he's lost a yard, because he doesn't know how to hold his body shape and push the ball to one direction. So what that means is the attacker, the guy on the ball, he's actually in control of that defender, telling the defender where to go. The defender isn't good enough or understands where to put his body shape, so he doesn't have to change his body shape 3 times, so he doesn't get caught out by a pass and being a yard late. When the ball's in behind him, he's a yard late. And the reason he's a yard late is because he's changed his body shape 3 times. 1, 2, 3 times before he starts running, and that's why he's a yard too slow getting down here to this pass. When the pass goes down here, everyone goes crazy because they think it's out, and it doesn't matter. If you've got a team and you're not playing to the whistle, like, is the ball out? No, it's not, actually. This time, no, it's nowhere near out. It's on the line, clear as day, but they have a whole VAR incident over it, complain. But again, you just play the game. You don't try to play for the referee. The problem with the Premier League, they're asking their mum and dad, I mean the referee, for help every 5 minutes, instead of taking it themselves and doing it themselves. When this ball comes across, Bosch, here, he's completely unmarked and he just heads it in the goal. It's that simple. They're all going to look for that. Oh, it's definitely over the line, blah, 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 and it's not. It's nowhere near. There's the freeze frame. There's the freeze frame. As you can see there, it's nowhere near being out. It's on the line, and they've all stopped for some reason, just because they don't. I don't know. Look how far these guys are away from each other. He hasn't looked at him once, and they're just hoping that the ref's going to save them, or VAR's going to save them instead of just playing the game. I think that's creeping into the game a little bit as well, where players are stopping, going, well, VAR will handle that. We'll be okay. We'll get that back on VAR. And they don't. Let's look at the next goal. You can see the defensive shape that Brentford are in right now, but you can see, look, there's loads of players back here. 3 are stocked here. They're actually quite decent, but you've got 2 players here that need to help, and they don't. Right? So when this ball comes out here, bump. See this pocket of space that's opening up here? You got a couple of pockets of space. That's because these 2 lines are too close. Can you see these 2 lines? That gap there needs to be bigger. That line needs to be about there, and they can only do that if this player here helps trying to get the midfield line up, and this player helps to try to come and pressure the ball a bit. I don't mind him standing there, but they need help over here because we've got a man free. You've either got to come out, but if you do, you're too far away. And you can see this pocket of space that's opening up right here. You can see it. As soon as this drawing tool comes up, you can see this pocket of space right here where no one is in. And you've got another one here that's it's off. But you see what I mean about these lines being too deep? If this line is a little bit higher up here, both these pockets of space getting taken care of, and they don't. So let's have a little look as the ball comes into this little wee man. Pressure's coming onto the ball, but he's square on. When you're square on, put your shoulders square on, put your foot forward and try to win the ball from someone. You can't. He's going to beat you. So if you're square on, he's going to beat you. All right? The stupidity in defending is unbelievable. If you put your right foot forward, you can win the ball with your right foot because you're trying to win the ball with your right foot. If you put your shoulders straight forward, you can't do it. Right? As it comes in here, look, he stands. Okay, good stance, good stance. He's pushing him away from the inside. So here's the inside. This is where he doesn't want him to go. You can see the pocket of space now. See how big this pocket's got? Where the rest of the team haven't come out with him. They haven't come to defend this guy here. He's moved forward. He hasn't moved out. He hasn't kind of moved out. They should have moved out and actually helped cover these gaps, and they haven't done it. They've all just sat in because Liverpool players have sat in. They just needed to squeeze and just keep walking out, putting more pressure on the ball. But he hasn't turned him. He hasn't pushed him to the outside over here, which his body shape shows that he should be doing. He's showing him the inside. The reason he's showing him the inside is because you see the space between these 2 feet? It's too far apart. So the gap between this guy having the ball and the defender trying to win the ball, if the attacker tries to go in the inside, the defender can't win the ball because this gap is too wide here. If this gap isn't wide, he can't go, but he can go because the gap's wide. Buff. See, he can go because the defender has showed him too much space on the inside there. Takes a touch and just smashes it to quality strike into the corner. But it all comes down to the defender there not really pressuring properly, not understanding the gap distance between the ball and himself, and understanding, well, if he's just too far away, he can just cut it inside and smash it into the box, which he does. But thanks for listening. I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.